Trouble in Paradise? Ruh-roh.
This video is fair use. It is transformative and is protected under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, reporting, teaching, and more.
Keep an eye on Luminous in the chat, okay?
Yes, Justin, you're contacting people behind my back, asking them questions about things, and I told you I've told you. You don't want to believe me about stuff. He didn't have to defend me. I don't think that, but just to participate in it and stuff. It was just, yeah, that was kind of hurtful, to be honest. Because it's not just any chat. This is the stuff that she was saying and doing was horrible, and it was clearly, so I don't see why you'd want to even be there and sit there and, you know what I mean? I just don't get it. It's not like it was any other chat. It's the stuff that she's doing, and straight up lying. Yeah, I have noticed, Justin, you haven't been around here as much. You've been in every chat of PG's when she's talking shit. I see these things. You don't have to say anything, okay? Actions speak louder than words is the thing. I'm just saying, yeah, it kind of hurt my feelings, but that's not even what all this is about. This is about originally Crystal putting out my family's condo as if that's my condo, like I own that.
Yeah, I actually happen to agree here. Highly unnecessary to bring someone's parents into this. Just my thoughts. I'm sure Ziggy's parents were done with her quite some time ago. They probably don't want to give her a bunch of money anymore. Even if they do have money, which is none of our business, they probably don't want to give it to her.
That was originally what we came on here about. It was nothing about you or anything. You just came up because we are talking about PG and
FYI, she never finishes that sentence, so moving along and clipping out some dead air. That will happen a few times during this clip. This is actually my comment on Crystal's post about this whole parents' condo thing, so just FYI, that's what you're seeing on the screen. And you may have to pause to read.
He came here trying to question things. I wasn't even talking about him. I'm sorry, but I can have my own opinions about things. You can hang out and watch whoever you want. I've never said a bad thing about Justin.
Well, that's a lie. I'm pretty sure I remember a couple times.
I've always supported him. And there's more to this. It's not just what meets the eye.
Well, that's interesting. Maybe because he didn't support you marrying Fred Hill, a suspect, a felon, involved in Summer Wells' case. Probably being a good friend, in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe there's more to it. Who knows? We may never know.
Well, I don't know. I definitely don't see him saying anything supportive during MPG's chats when he's in there. It's never anything to defend me or Fred. It's at all. Not that he has to or required to, but I'm just saying.
How could you possibly even defend any of that? Not possible. I don't blame the guy. How could you defend marrying? Anyway, you guys know.
You guys, if he leaves, he leaves. I'm not freaking. He's the one that has to be unmodded. That's not. This has nothing. This whole life has nothing to do with Justin.
Oh, well, it does now.
Yes, I said earlier, Amos, I did get the cards.
Now this bitch has the balls to yell at someone who has purchased her a gift. Way to go, Zig.
It's beyond. Oh my God. You guys, you can clearly see.
I can clearly hear that you can't finish a sentence.
That's why I'm saying he came in here questioning me. I wasn't even talking about him. I was kind of put in a bad position here. I know you say, Justin, you have talked bad about Fred. I've heard from people. You are contacting people and you're getting information off of them. When I've told you the warrant is nothing. Literally, the judge signed off on this warrant yesterday. It was nothing. Call down there and ask him if you don't want to believe me.
Oh my goodness. Why can't people, other creators, have opinions about Fred? Just because you married him doesn't mean he isn't an issue or something to talk about in the Summer Wells case. Literally, just because you married him doesn't make him somehow off the table for discussions. You should know that. And just, wow, Ziggy. That warrant, that's like low on the totem pole. Just low on the issues. There's so many more things to talk about. Listen, you marry a suspect and people are going to have things to say, including people that you call friends, including fellow creators, anyone and everyone.
I was talking smack on him. I didn't say a thing about Justin. I don't even know what is even happening right now. Oh, I wasn't talking about Justin at all. It was somebody in chat was mentioning him, but it wasn't me.
Well, you kind of did. You kind of said he shouldn't be in Prayer Garden's chat supporting what she was saying. I'm pretty sure, from what I know from watching, that Justin is friends with both of you guys. So, earlier you had said that you were put in an uncomfortable position. I think you're putting Justin in an uncomfortable position, forcing him to choose and not sure which chat he can go in, say hi to people in. I haven't seen him say anything bad about you. Not that you care what I think, but I haven't. I think he's just going to whatever chat he wants to go to. That's all. But I can understand why it feels, shitty. Sucks to suck. That kind of thing. I get it.
And then he came in here questioning about the PG thing, and I just told him my opinion. I wasn't talking about him. There's no warrant is the thing, M94. Call him, is what I'm saying. People want to know what it was about, and I told them, and they don't want to believe. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know how it got there. All I'm getting told is it's an error.
3 hours later.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what it was. You call and find out. M94, how about you go call and see if they'll give you any information? They're saying it was some kind of clerical error or something like that. I have no fucking clue. He's not even on probation in Sullivan. He's on probation in Knox. That whole case in Sullivan is supposed to be closed. It's a misdemeanor case that only carries up to a year. And it was from 2020. And when he went to court and when he was in jail, he had to go over they transferred him to Sullivan, and because he had to take care of that before he could be released. So it was some kind of error. I'm just as confused as anybody fucking else. All I know is that Fred's probation officer reached out to him yesterday and told him that the judge signed off on it and it is taken care of. She did not tell him what it was at all. This was through text.
See, that just seems strange to me. That they won't tell you what the issue was or why there was a warrant? I'm not saying she's lying about this. I have no idea. I mean, she lies a lot, so there's a good chance, but I don't know. It just seems strange to me that even if it was an error, that they wouldn't explain why it happened. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But, Ziggy, you're sniffing an awful lot there. There's a lot of sniffing going on. You should probably get that checked out. Holy shit. I can't even tell you how irritating this is because of the amount of dead air. I'm clipping it out, but man, it's definitely irritating. I'll tell you that.
346 minutes later.
I wasn't attacking Grace, please. I was not attacking Justin. God, it was nothing. This was nothing about Justin. Where is this coming from? He asked my opinion, or he came in here questioning about, because it came up about the PG thing and him being in chat over there every single time and being involved in a conversation and stuff when it's like horrible dramas, horrible things, lies being told. I just told him how it made me feel. That's it. This is nothing about Justin.
Six hours later.
You said that Justin wasn't attacking her. Well, I wasn't attacking him either. I've always, just because I disagree about one thing about, Justin doesn't mean I don't like him. Sorry. I'm not a fake. I can't just fake the funk. And exactly, it's not public. You guys don't see everything, okay?
7 hours later.
And nobody be mad because there's several people who've contacted me about it. Nobody should be blamed or anything. As far as it's nobody talks bad. People know better than to come to me and talk bad about Justin. They know I support Justin. But I do know he's been contacting people and asking him about stuff that I already have talked to him about. And it just makes me feel like he doesn't believe me. That's it. That's why I was just telling him, I'm not mad at him. I'm a different person than people in the chat. If I, my feelings are separate from people's in the chat. I shouldn't be attacked because of what people in the chat say. People are freaking attacking me as if I'm the one saying certain things in the chat. I am telling you the reason why I'm mentioning, even talking about it and telling my opinion is because he came in here. And it was like he was thinking I was talking about him, and I wasn't. Somebody went over there and made him think I was talking about him. It was somebody had said something in the chat, brought him up. I didn't say anything, but when it comes up, if I say it didn't bother me, then I would be lying. But it doesn't mean I don't like Justin or at all. It's just one thing that bothered me out of all. I know, nobody exactly. I'm the bad guy, like always. But it's obvious,
The only thing obvious is that you can't finish a sentence.
Lamods. I think a lot of the blue is mainly Nightbot. It needs to be.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. All that blue is your Nightbot begging for money. This shot comes from Ziggy's other channel, but this one is pretty much just as bad. There's just a few more chatters in there to take the space up a little bit better, I guess.
8 hours later.
I guess, I don't know, Luminous. Everybody's sitting here, on my own channel, fucking defending Justin. Like I did something wrong, coming at me like I fucking said something wrong. When I wasn't even saying anything about him. Crying? What do you mean he's crying? Oh my god.
Yep, it happened. We'll get that clip coming soon, I'm sure. Ziggy, you don't sound too sympathetic for your friend, who's obviously upset.
Approximately 10 hours later.
How is he being lied on, Grace? I hope Justin's not crying because I was not saying anything bad about him. And this has been blown up to way bigger than anything. This is crazy. No, I'm not mad at him. He asked me, he came in here, so he got brought up in the chat, and he came in here because somebody went over there and made him think that I was talking bad about him. I hadn't even mentioned him. And then it came out about him being over at PG's, and so, over there when she's, been doing these attacks and him being involved in the chat and stuff and him not being around here lately. And I just told, I did tell him, that it did hurt my feelings a little bit and stuff. And I feel like that he, doesn't believe me when I tell him something, because that he contacts people behind my back asking him stuff about my about stuff going on that I
Your messy ass.
told him about. So yeah, I just told him it hurt my feelings. But I'm not mad at him. He came over here. I'm just being honest. I'm not mad at him.
Many hours later.
Well, he's the one that came in here telling me to take his freaking wrench. So, what it is people making him think that I'm not going to lie. If something, if asked something, I'm going to be honest, but I wasn't talking about him. Huh? Are you serious, Butterfly Kisses? Where did you come up with that? Are you serious right now? That's ridiculous. I mean, I kind of gave I gave him last minute notice. It was the day of. I didn't really expect that he would be able to do it. I'm not mad at him for that. Are you kidding?
Every one of her behaviors raises a red flag for me. Red flag!
It was a last minute thing. I didn't expect him to be able to drop everything and just, drive 4 hours to marry me. I gave him that option if he was available, but I figured he probably wouldn't be able to. No, I'm not mad at him about that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, Luminous is just...
Red flag!
Many unbearable hours later.
You guys, this is my chat, and it's very, very freaking rude of you guys to sit here and go back and forth as if I'm not sitting here. All right? It's my chat. It's super rude. And I'm talking to the people I just blocked, who have been, well, one of them's been blocked before. I should have just kept him blocked. I know, and all that is doing is people like Grace and that Canadian keep making it seem like something really bad has been said. It just puts fuel on the fire. It wasn't even that big of a deal. Jeez. Come on, stop.
Many unbearable hours later.
Tomorrow for sure.
So everybody have a nice evening, and we'll just reconvene here in a little bit. Nobody was cussing at him. That's a lie, Brooklyn. Don't exaggerate. Nobody was cussing him. It's ridiculous. There was a few people upset about his support of PG and stuff during this last week or so. All right, guys, I gotta go though. It's just gonna get worse and worse if I'm just talking about it on here. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.
So, Ziggy called me before she called anyone, any of her mods, that just cussed me out. And said, Justin, I'm getting married to Fred. And I screamed, Ziggy. I can marry, I'm an ordained minister. And she said, will you come and marry us? And I said, no. And I wanted to be supportive. I wanted to be supportive. But I had concerns.
Every one of her behaviors raises a red flag for me.
And Jam was the only other person that knew, other than myself, Jam, and of course, Kathy. And Ziggy told me Jam knew. She's like, I haven't told anybody yet. And I said, she said, I haven't told anybody yet. I said, of course, Kathy and Jam, and now you know. And I called Jam immediately, and I said, I'm concerned about Ziggy.
Red flag!
Because it's very sudden. She doesn't know this man. She doesn't know this man. Talking on the phone and talking to a man while you're in jail is different than living with them, dating them. And I called Jam and I told her this. And Jam said, I know, I worry too. And she said, well, why don't we call her?
Red flag!
And we three-way her. And I told her, I said, what's the rush? Why do you need to marry him today? And it was like, gotta get married today. Like, how fast can you be here? And I said, I told her I couldn't do it. I'm busy. Can't do it. And, I told her, I said, what's the rush? I said, I worry about you. And she's just like, yeah, I know, but we talked before, we've talked for a long time. She married him. I don't know, how long has it been now, guys? And I think, and I absolutely mean this respectfully, I think Ziggy is a little gullible.
I think, and I absolutely mean this respectfully, I think Ziggy is a little gullible.
A lot gullible, actually. And I don't mean that as a dig or anything.
Red flag!
April 9th, I can't remember. Just chilling. Do you mean Fred's a great guy? Listen, two people can be great, but that doesn't mean they're great for each other. And they can live happily ever after. I wish them both well. I don't think Fred personally has anything to do. I don't think Fred personally has anything to do with Summer. I don't. That wasn't my concern. That wasn't my concern when it came to, why they were getting married. But just like I don't need Ziggy's approval to go into some other chat room, she doesn't need my approval for marrying Fred. She's an adult.
She's an adult.
She's older than me. A little bit. But my loyalty has never been to Fred. My loyalty, which is what I told Jam, was to Ziggy and her daughter. You know, Ziggy always said, "Oh my God, I would never have a man, live with me, until my, daughter's out." And then she's like, "I'm moving him up." And then I'm thinking, you don't know someone until you know someone. And that was a concern of mine. I have never, even though a creator that I used to talk about, I didn't know it until a couple nights ago, said that I was in PGs talking about Ziggy. I've never, hold on guys.
I've been in PG's lives for the last week or so, and I haven't seen Justin speak poorly of Ziggy at all. Not once.
But, that was just a concern I had. But it's nothing Ziggy didn't know about. I told her the day Fred might be the perfect man for her, and I wish her well.
We about to turn up. If it ain't raw, then it probably ain't us. Only giving out L's, we ain't giving no.
But I have never, ever talked bad about Ziggy.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen Justin speak negatively about Ziggy, possibly Fred, but I mean, that should be fair game, in my opinion. We all came here for the same reason, well, most of us, and that was for Summer Wells and her case, and it's been a long 3 years, but I don't know, Fred's fair game. He's part of the case. He is a suspect. Ziggy, you married a suspect, so I'm not sure what you expect. But anyway, I think you have a good friend here in Justin. He clearly cared enough about you to express concern about you marrying a man you hardly know. Met a handful of times. Hasn't met your child. You're bringing him into your house. And, we listed the rap sheet earlier, so I'm not going to go over that again. But on paper, he's a dangerous man. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I think Justin was very kind when he said gullible, very gullible, because I'd say it's a lot more stupid and irresponsible and very piss poor decision-making skills. Get your shit together, girl. You gotta figure your own stuff out first sometimes, just like Fred does, in my opinion. He is trying to stay sober and figure out how to take care of himself. And if you're doing everything for him, that is not a good way to learn, nor is it a good way to start out a relationship. Marriage. Yeah, I've rambled on enough here, just sharing my thoughts. That's all I can do here, but I do think you have a good friend in Justin. He cared enough to, give you a good warning, and he cared enough to call you and say he was concerned, and he cared enough not to marry you because it probably just felt wrong in his gut. And, he didn't want to be a part of it, and I fully understand that, and I don't think I would either. All right, moving on.
And I go in there, before I enter the chat room, I'm being cussed, being called, he's no better, this and this and this. Never. I've never, when I go in PGs, I don't say nothing about Ziggy whatsoever. Me too, Chloe.
So as I was recording Ziggy's live, I was a little bit behind in the chat, so I did catch a few of those comments from Luminous, which I made them bigger for you guys to see. It looks kind of like Luminous started this whole thing. So, if there's anyone to blame here for this little YouTube spat drama, I think it's Luminous. Luminous, if you had a problem with your friends Justin and Ziggy, maybe you could have gone to them privately instead of barging into a chat and freaking out and causing problems between two friends. You're a shit stirrer. But I think we knew that.
And when I go into Ziggy's, I don't say nothing about PG. Everyone thinks that we're supposed to agree with a creator 100% of the time.
No, that's definitely not how it works. Justin and I, we don't agree on much. We do, however, speak respectfully to one another, and I do believe I'm welcome in his chat, and he's welcome in my chat anytime. He probably doesn't want to hang out there, which is fine, but I'm just saying, you don't have to agree with every single thing a person does, but for me, if it's like, more than 50%, I'm not agreeing with this person, I probably shouldn't be hanging out watching. Well, I mean, for clipping purposes, of course, I do have a channel. There's that. But, yeah, in general, if it's even more than 30% of the time I don't agree with them, I probably have a different moral compass or different ideas of how life should work. But anyway, there's no need for people to be so disrespectful, and Luminous, you were disrespectful, getting into people's business where you don't belong. I've seen other people do that for Ziggy before in the past, and it's never worked out well for them. To be honest, they were windmilling for her for a long time. And I don't see those people anymore anywhere near Ziggy's chats. So maybe think about that one.
That's not the way it works. The main thing I had concerns about, with Ziggy, which it's none of my business, but it was just a concern as a friend.
Okay, so Luminous is about to enter the chat, and I don't think we're going to be able to see what Luminous said because it's kind of fuzzy, the recording. So obviously we didn't have the quality set high enough. Unfortunately, I feel bad for that. And it's also possible that I missed some of Luminous's previous comments in Ziggy's chat that were even worse. So yeah, I'm not sure, but enter Luminous.
Luminous, you can go, is what you can do. You were the one cussing me. So you can go. You're not going to be here like that.
Yeah, kick rocks, Luminous. You just got the boot. Peace out. Enjoy your night.
I don't cuss and act like an animal, like some of you people. Thank you, Trina. Thanks, Trina. Love you too. Never, Grace. Never, ever, ever. She was the one, then Ziggy's, who just came in here. She was the one cussing at me when I came in. Love you too, Grace. I don't get in between two people that are fighting. If you're, friendly, listen, if you're looking for that kind of friend who needs to be this, tribal person, I'm not it. always late is a good example. She goes where she wants to go. Doesn't get in the drama. And they don't tell her where she can go. PG's changed Justin. Nobody's changed me.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying that PG has changed Justin. I just personally don't understand how anyone can hang out in there and support what she does, calling it Summer's channel, and then speaking so vilely about people, bullying, that type of thing. But hey, we've got a whole nother video coming up for that. And it's almost complete, by the way. I just have to finish the outro clips and then we are done. And that should be previewing anytime, hopefully tomorrow, and we'll be good to go. Maybe even later tonight. I will keep you posted. And it comes with at least a couple of trigger warnings, unfortunately, some racism, and a whole lot of things. We're going to be correcting some misinformation, and of course, we're going to be educating. So I hope you'll join me for that as well. We're almost done with this one here. We have, I'm going to say 5 more minutes, and then we should be done. So thanks for everyone for being here. I do appreciate it. There's a few minutes left, so let's finish.
I go where I want to go. And I'll be damned if somebody is going to tell me where I can go.
People should definitely go where they want to go. I guess for me, it depends on the person. It depends what the person's doing. And it actually really depends on what the person is saying in chat. So if I have a friend and I see them going into Ziggy's and they're supporting her and promoting her and someone I respected, and I can't understand that. I can't get behind it. It confuses me. And I'd probably lose a little respect for that person. I don't know if I'd go after them, but it just wouldn't sit well with me, and I'm just being honest. Now, if it's, let's just say it's a tragedy pimp channel, and the person is anti-tragedy pimp, for lack of a better word, and they're just in there, getting in the conversation, talking about the case, maybe correcting some misinformation, I don't have a problem with that. I do that myself. I go all over the place too. There's plenty of places that I'm not welcome just for my name, but I don't jump into people's chats and act disrespectful either. So there's that. People immediately get defensive though and delete me even when I just say hi. It's unfortunate because I am a respectful chatter. Anyway, I will keep going here.
And I see you. I go where I want to go, and that's hold on.
Okay, so that's it for the Justin portion. We're now going to head back over to Ziggy because she is going to react and explain what happened after her and Justin talked. I wonder, though, if she happened to have seen Justin's video or not, because it was soon deleted. Anyway, I wonder if she saw it. Maybe she's watching now. Let's see what Ziggy had to say. This part's quick and then we're done.
Yeah, it's totally fine. I don't know how that got all out of control like that. That was just, oh my God. And yes, I did private that live because I can put it right back up. I'm not gonna put up that stuff about Justin at the end and stuff, you know?
Well, it's a good thing I grabbed it then. I guess it's a lot less work for me too. I don't have to put links in my description because they're not going to be there when I try to find them. There's that, and that is helpful for me because I am tired. This has been a long night, but I am grateful to be able to bring you these 2 deleted streams for your viewing pleasure.
People are protective of him too, you know? And I get it, I do. I get it. No, you're not blocked, Shannon. Yeah, everything's fine. It was a big miscommunication. Things got way exaggerated. It made a mountain out of molehill real quickly. And that's how quick things happen here on YouTube. And I should have ended it immediately when it started to get out of hand like that and just called Justin, you know, and not let it go on that long. I just was kind of like flabbergasted myself. Didn't even know what to say because I'm like, what the hell is even happening? You know, I think a lot of people were just not, and I feel bad because I know people, me and Justin never want anybody to have to choose between me or him, ever. And that's not how it's supposed to be anyways. And I don't like, honestly, yeah, I told Justin, yeah, you know, I should have talked about some things privately and not live.
You think? Yeah. The internet's forever, so, sorry.
But how things happened, it just got, anyways. Yeah, they do it because they went over there and told him that I was talking bad about him. Like, you know, and then he came over there and then it was just bad. It just was bad.
But you were talking about him. You were talking about him being in Prayer Garden's chat and how that hurt your feelings. And you were also saying that he was talking to people behind your back. So you were talking about him. Anyway, I think it has a lot to do with, like you said, people run chat to chat. People like Luminous are in there screaming about Justin. And yeah, so you were talking about him, your mods were talking about him, and it upset him. So you should apologize. Own your shit.
And then, you know, it just got out of control. But I do get it, like, I don't expect people to get involved in this stuff. You know, I don't want people, it's very, very stressful. And I hate seeing some of you guys, like, hurting and really just sad because of the stuff going on YouTube. And I don't expect you to get my back. I don't expect you guys to get involved in my, or to stick up for me or whatever, because that's just going to get you all involved in it. And, you know, these people are ruthless. Some of my mods that are like, I'm not going to call them out specifically or anything, have been attacked too, just for being a mod of mine. And people, it really hurts them to see lies that they know are absolute lies about, or hear lies about me and Fred, and then, you know, and they want to defend it.
I'd love to know, why aren't they calling out all the F-ish that you do in Summer's name? Why aren't they calling that out? Maybe they do it behind the scenes privately and let you know how messed up it is that you play games in a missing child's case. You make up stories, your husband is a liar, and you've inserted yourself into an active investigation. Both of you. I guess Fred didn't really have a choice, but you did. You did. And you made sure to use as much of that for content as possible. Make sure to use Summer as much as possible. And that's your job, so what can you do? But I do think you should get a real job. Fred too. That way you don't need to use Summer to make a living. And speaking of all of that, after the Prayer Garden video, it's Ziggy's turn again because I have a lot piled up waiting for her. We've got a lot to do in the next near future. So I'll be seeing you soon. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for Prayer Garden's preview really soon, and I'll give you some notice on that too. Thank you guys for being here. Toodles!
You know it's hard out here for a real.
Every one of her behaviors raises a red flag for me. Red flag!
flag, red flag.